talking about. We have a game that people have kind of circled on their thing, saying, hey, this is must-see TV. This is actually a game that we will be streaming on our Discord tomorrow. This is the final 1 o'clock game of the day, and we had the Buffalo Bills sitting at 3-1 versus the Houston Texans sitting at 3-1 as well. Currently, Mark, the Houston Texans have a 1-point favorite in this particular game. Mark, give me 3 ways the Buffalo Bills can win this game.
Well, number one, Joe Mixon's returning for Houston, and Buffalo's rush defense is not that good. They've let Mixon has averaged 144 yards and 4.6 yards a carry. Without him, they've only averaged 69 yards at 3.5 yards a carry. So obviously he's very important. So they need to shut that down. And Buffalo is allowing the third most rush yards and the most yards per carry. So yeah, that needs to be slow. They need to shut down the run. Second, they must slow down Nico Collins. The guy is playing out of his mind right now. He is possessing a league-leading 91.6 PFF receiving grade. He also has 17 receptions of 15 yards or more, so the dude's just balling out, and no one's even really else in the league has even touched that. And lastly, like I said last week, Josh Allen needs this month. He needs to be the October MVP. I can't even say that.
Yeah,
but he needs to keep playing out, and he needs to keep playing and balling out like he has. Keep playing MVP level, and that's how they'll win.
All right, guys. So just to recap here, the Buffalo Bills need to stop the Houston Texans rushing attack. They need to also slow down Nico Collins. He's been balling out the last few weeks, and Josh Allen needs to play out of his mind. Now, I'm going to give you 3 keys how the Houston Texans can win this game. Next up, or the first key, is I want the Houston Texans and Stephon Diggs to really tone down this game a little bit. Don't overhype the moment. Don't overhype the game. This game has been kind of deemed as Stephon Diggs' revenge game all week long. When you do play a former team, you do try to give a little bit more. And the rest of the team will want to rally around you and kind of give a little bit more to beat your former team. I need you to act like this is just another game. I know it is going to be tough, but it has to be done. When you try to step up for these said games, you sometimes play or you try to attempt things that are out of your ability. I'm not saying Stephon Diggs is not a very talented person or the Houston Texans are not a very, very talented team, but they might try to overstep their boundaries. My high school team is notorious for this. We have a big game coming up next week versus Brownstown, and we always deem this as like a rivalry game, and sometimes we try to outcoach and I try to outplay play ourselves. So they need to tone it down. Slow it down, baby. Next up is do not worry about Josh Allen. Now, I know Josh Allen is going to eat. Josh Allen is going to get his stats. Josh Allen is going to get his own. But you need to shut down the rest of the team. You need to shut down that young receiving corps. The only, quote, vet on the receiving corps is going to be out for this game. Is Shakir, or however you say his name. I'm not very good with names. You guys know that by now. But if you lock down the receivers, Josh Allen will start to force the ball. And we all know what Josh Allen does when he forces the ball. He's an NIT machine. So don't worry about Josh Allen. Just worry about the rest of the team. Next up is don't worry about the big plays. Josh Allen is going to break the pocket and get some yardage. The Buffalo Bills defense will make a big play, whether it's a sack or an interception. James Cook might break a big run. You have to have the ability to move on. My baseball coach used to say this the best: spit it and move on. They're going to make big plays. Do not dwell on the big plays. So with that being said, recap, tone it down. Do not overhype this game, Stephon Diggs. Number 2, do not worry about Josh Allen. He is going to get his stats. Worry about the rest of the team. And when the Buffalo Bills do make big plays, move on. Move on, move on, move on. So, Mark, with that being said, wow emoji for the Buffalo Bills, heart emoji for the Houston Texans. Who do you got winning this game? Mute.
I'm going Houston, man. I just think that Buffalo is coming off that really bad loss, and I just think maybe Josh Allen, not to say that the Bills aren't going to be good, but maybe they're just starting to not be so hot, And I think I can see Houston winning this game.
And to be honest, everything is stacked up against the Buffalo Bills this week. They have 5 defensive starters out, including Von Miller for juicing up, right? He's suspended for 4 games. Ed Oliver is out. And so 4 or 5 of the front 7 is out of this game, starting defensive wise. So the Buffalo Bills have every excuse in the books to kind of get train ran on this game. And that's why I am actually picking the Houston Texans. I'm picking the Houston Texans to win this game because of the defensive shortage on the Buffalo Bills part, and their only vet of the receiving core is going to be out. So it's odd, Mark. The last few games we've been kind of all been spot on about picking the same teams. So I would go other. I would go the other way. I would go the other way on those teams. But let's go ahead and jump into the comments go here. And Kevin says, let's go, Bills Mafia. Let's go, let's go, let's go. John Peoples is picking the Houston Texans, Mark. That's kind of a surprise to me. Lou Man 007 is going with the Buffalo Bills. Jim Powell says Houston doesn't need it like Allen does personally. So, Jim, I can
Stephon Diggs stuff.
Yeah, I mean, like, I can kind of see it just because, like, Josh Allen has kind of thrown a little bit of shade towards Stephon Diggs. Like, I really didn't need you, right?
Kind of doesn't.
Yeah. So who is this bigger game for? Is it bigger for Stephon Diggs or for Josh Allen, Mark? That's the real question.
I would say Josh Allen because all the drama last year. I know Stephon Diggs is known for being a diva,
right?
But this time you finally see Josh Allen kind of react in some way, and they basically got rid of him because Josh Allen couldn't deal with him anymore. He wasn't going to say that, but yeah, that's why they got rid of him because Josh was like, can't deal with this dude no more.
True.
And look at it. He's like I said, like he doesn't really need Diggs. He's making these guys that are like unknown names be ballers this year, like Shakir and Hollis. These guys like, who's the other guy? Curtis Samuel. Like all these guys, like guys you would never expect to be good. They're balling.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost like a great quarterback is supposed to make a bunch of no-name receivers into somebody, AKA Tom Brady, right? But
AKA Peyton Manning.
True. Very well. Yeah. I mean, very true. Alpha Rob said the Bills win, shut down the crybaby Texans. Don't have to expose the Bills defense. Our secondary is strong. Run D is shaky. Run D is going to be even shakier with 4 of your 7 starters out as well. So Alpha Rob's obviously going with the Buffalo Bills, his hometown team. John says, do not underestimate CJ. I don't think anybody's underestimating CJ. I'm just think we are kind of not hyping him up as much as we should, I guess, maybe, Mark? Like,
I mean, he's played so well. Like, what can we do? Like, I don't want to knock him down. So, like, let's just let him be CJ until we see him do something terrible.
Right. I mean, I don't see anybody doggy like anybody. Alpha Rob says Diggs will get the same amount of yards like the playoff game, 20 yards. Wow. And John says it is going to be a shootout. It could very well be a shootout.
I could see that.
But the Houston Texans defense is 100%, and they aren't bearable. They're not terrible. Let's just not forget about that. But Josh Allen is still VP, right? Or October. I don't know how you want to say it.
October MVP.
There you go. Now he got it. Kevin Cummings says Allen has 0 interceptions on the year. And congratulations. But history shows when pressured, he will try to force the ball, right, Mark?
He will. Yes, he will. And he hasn't thrown any interceptions this year. I meant to mention that in my keys. If he keeps the no interceptions, that could help them.
Oh, 100%. Anytime you don't turn the ball over, that's a huge, huge key. Alpha Rob says, I hope Brady don't call another stupid-ass trick play because that cost us the game. I don't think your trick play versus the Ravens cost you the game. It was the...
I was just going to say that. I was like, that didn't cost you the game.
It was the 87 yards untouched opening play for Derrick Henry is what cost you the game.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
It reminded me of that Jaguars game where he just stiff-armed everybody to the end zone.
Oh, that was so disrespectful. Derek says, this is a turnover game if special teams don't show for the Bills. Okay.
Interesting.
Kevin says, Allen had nothing to do with getting rid of Diggs. Stop it.
Come on. Yeah.
Mark, defend your statement.
Okay. So why else would they get rid of him then? He's like this all pro guy, this awesome wide receiver. Why would they trade him then? Answer me that.
I don't know. I don't know. But guys,
Just
in the
saying.
comments below, wow emoji for the Buffalo Bills, heart emoji for the Houston Texans. Who do you guys got? Who do you guys got? Who do you guys got? Moving on to the afternoon games, Mark. This game is very, very close and dear to your heart. This
Yes.
game